Hey, what's up guys, this is TonTon here, and following my Cheeto review, I'm gonna bring you the Transformer Who for Cybertron Kingdom Blackarachnia. And this is the third Beast War figures I got, and she's from the Terracon. So now let's begin. Starting with the Beast mode, Blackarachnia has the form of the Black Widow spiders. The details are presented really impressive with the scaling texture, which is really nice to have, and then the red detail spot on to the texture. Black piece of the spider is really a symbol of the Black Widow spider. You can also see that in the Black Widow symbol of Marvel as well. The spider leg have some joint and it is solid. I must give it the highlight for being solid. And of course, since this is a Beast alternate mode, we will have to face with the fact that there will be some robot cables, which is yellow, but that is minimum, and I'm really impressed. Zoom in to the head of the spiders, we can see the eyes and the teeth, which is really nicely sculpted onto the piece itself. And one thing interesting at this form, when you turn it around and the arms and the hips of the robot hidden behind will become the second spider face. This brings a new vibe to the figures, which is like non-details are left there just because they don't matter. In overall, the spider form looks really nice and neat. There is less cables than the Masterpiece version. Now I'm gonna compare it to the Masterpiece version itself. Comparing the Kingdom version and the Masterpiece version, firstly look at the leg. The Masterpiece version highlight the legs with the gold color, which is movie accurate, or should I say cartoon accurate. Instead of that, the Kingdom version make it look more realistic with the black legs, and then the legs of the Masterpiece version shows the joint, which to me is not really pleasant to look. So the Kingdom hide them away, which is highly appreciated. But then of course the head sculpt of the Masterpiece version will win because the size is bigger. With only that, turning back to the bellies, the Kingdom is very thin, slick than the mess of the Masterpiece version. And up onto the spider form, the weapon can hide under the bellies by connecting these two pieces to this two over here. This is the size comparison with the core rat trap and the Deluxe cheater. Look onto the scale of the Beast War. Their scale is perfectly nice. And this is size compared with the Deluxe Siege Mirage. Blackarachnia seems pretty small. And now I'm gonna start the transformation. Begin with the transformation. First we look down and then split out the two arms and bring them up. And then take out the robot leg on the two sides of the belly and pull it into the back. Adjust it a little bit. And bend out the feet. The belly of the spider will fold in nicely and pull down a little bit. And the robot head will turn around to push it up. But this detail, we have to pull it out. Turn it around. Bring the two robot arms onto the two sides, then fix them together. Bring the body down and fix it into the waist. Just change it a little bit. And we are done. After finishing the transformation, we can see that the Kingdom version borrows a lot of the transformation mechanism from the Masterpiece version, but much more simplified and somewhat improved from it. And I think this is a new way of Takara and Hasbro are focusing. Like before, they focus on the upscale and the really nice detail and yet expensive figures, and now they are going to focus on the new way, which is like simplify the toys but then still keep it interesting. I have mentioned it quite a few times in my channel about this direction of Takara and Hasbro before. And here's the robot mode, and she looks really nicely clean, thin and less cable figure. The backpack looked really nice, but then by the transformation of the Transformer, so she's a female, so we still have that vibe of that back is somewhat still kind of big, but looking from the hips, it looks totally okay. Focusing on the head sculpt, we can see that the head is really nicely sculpted. The variation, the colors are mixed together like layers. The Predacon logo at the neck is printed really nicely with the details of the spider leg up to the chest. A spider leg up to the two arms are fixed together into one piece. It's really solid anyway, and to bring the whole connection to the body. I mean, I highly appreciate this as well. The leg is very thin. I guess it's just a transformation. But then the feet is really big, so to support the standing. So for the deeper comparison, I'm gonna bring in the masterpiece version, because like firstly, from the basic looks of the robot mode, the Kingdom versions is no way uglier or less impressive than the masterpiece version. Speaking of the head sculpt, the Kingdom version is even highlighted with the painted mouth with different colors, highlighting the details. And also the logo Predacon of the Kingdom is also like more in place, not like fat out like the masterpiece version. One thing that I really don't like about the masterpiece Blackarachnia is that the spider leg up on the arms have too many joints and details. That makes them look like they are not in place, unlike the Kingdom version. This is much more neater, so this is an extra point for Kingdom. The feet of masterpiece is actually smaller, but then speaking of the ability to stand the figure up, it's not that good as Kingdom, so Kingdom got the point again. Accessory wise, Blackarachnia comes with a poisoning crossbow painted with like the bronze color. Look really nice and match the figure itself as well. To hold it, we just plug it onto the claw of hers on the two hands. This is really fit. Other than that, we still have another accessories. We have an extra mask of Blackarachnia. This mask makes us think of the old Toy Beast War. Each of the robots have an extra face. That is the Japanese design, by the way. So to replace it, we simply pull Blackarachnia face out and plug that in. Now she looks like a ninja. Articulation wise, we first start with the head. The neck of Blackarachnia has two joints, so she can look up and down really nicely. And also the head is a 360 spin. The arms can move out, bring to the front, and it's kind of hard to bring to the back because of the backpack. And of course the spider leg can move around. This is the best part. You got two bicep swivel here, and you got a band at the elbow. Unfortunately, she doesn't have any waist joint, and the leg can kick to the front a little bit, but then really good at kick to the back. The split, you got a thigh swivel and a really good knee bend. The feet can pivot. There's a pivot joint and a feet joint as well. And this is the size comparison with the core rod shot and the Deluxe cheater. And judging from my opinion, their height is really nice next to one another. And this is the size comparison with the Deluxe Mirage, and there's not much of a difference over here as well. So that will end my videos of Blackarachnia. How do you think of her? To me, this is still a very positive sign of the future of this Beast War line, the Kingdom, because it shows us that with the modern intake and the basic design back from the old times, Takara and Hasbro has done a really great job at capturing these figures and bring it to us, because I know that a lot of you are Beast War fans, but not all of you can afford, like masterpiece figures. So I really appreciate that they are going to this direction to have the people with the less fortune and less capability of getting the expensive figures like MP44 and then again and again, to have another choice, another options. So I'm really looking forward to the upcoming Kingdom figures. They look really nice, and I hope that I'm gonna have the chance to review another Beast War Transformer soon. And by that time, enjoy this video and give me a like and also share it. And if you're new to the channel, please press subscribe and ring the bell for upcoming videos, and follow me on Instagram. And in the case you feel like you can help me out with the future figures, feel free to buy me a coffee into the link in the description below. And that could be it, my friends. So TonTon out.